brief introduction, I'm Sheree Sauer. I am a business breakthrough coach. I've been in business. I've dabbled in and out of direct sales, and started my own company in 2017. So I've been in business for about 15 years. My professional background was athletic training. So I was in the sports medicine world. I have a master's degree in sports psychology. And I created these retreats because I've just always loved creating experiences and creating transformation for women. When I first started my business, I had a self-care gift box company for moms because I really wanted to encourage moms to take care of themselves, because I realized that when I took care of myself, I took care of my family better. But I realized that women were not cashing in their massages and their pedicures and their manicures because of the limiting beliefs and the mindsets. And because of my background in sports psychology, I understand the mindset. I worked with a lot of athletes to help them recover from injury. And a lot of time mindset was the limiting factor, more so than even the injury and the physical pain itself. And so I recognized this need for mindset and for rewiring the brain. And that is now what I do in my coaching. And so I'm going to share about my ramp up method toward the end of this. This is something I teach at the retreats, and I'm going to share a little special bonus offer with you guys, and I'll explain a little bit more. But the Reignite retreats really came out of in December of this last year. I had hit a point in my business where I was kind of like, okay, I either have to go all in or I have to step out and get a job. And so there was a lot of prayer going on there, and God just really called me to stop achieving, to stop chasing excess, not to stop coaching, not to stop my business, but really to surrender achievement and find Him as my security rather than money. And I was also feeling that I really needed to build deeper connections with women. Part of my issues were not feeling worthy of income, not feeling worthy of income to provide for my family, and also not feeling worthy of deeper relationships with women or feeling worthy of helping people. And so I had it on my heart to do a weekend retreat, and I did one this last March, and I went into that retreat didn't have any intention on it bringing in income. I literally just showed up. I didn't do any coaching. I didn't help. It's really easy for me to help and to problem solve other people's issues and to help them to see how to increase efficiency and manage their energy. But it's really hard for me to let down my own walls. And so I went into this retreat completely surrendered. I brought in other coaches, Misty Springer, who you'll hear about in a second. And I just facilitated and really immersed myself in the experience. And I came out of that with just feeling really reignited in how to move forward, because I got out of my head and into my body. And so and I also realized that when you bring women together to support one another and help them to let down their walls, magical things happen. And so that's why I created these retreats. After 2 years of being isolated, essentially, like, women are craving connection. And I had my own retreat in March. I went to a retreat in Miami with Jessie Harris Boughton, who you'll hear me talk about in just a second. Misty Springer did a retreat, and at each of these retreats, I had significant transformation. And I saw how much growth was happening in a short period of time. And so that is why I decided to create these retreats. So these retreats are really designed to help you to reset, refuel, realign, and reignite, literally to reignite the joy and bring it back into your life and business. I know so many female entrepreneurs that have had their head down for so long, just chasing income, right? Chasing achievement. And like, at a certain point, yes, you have to work to get to where you are. But there's also a certain point and a certain shift that happens when women get to a point where they've built a successful, profitable business and they want to continue scaling, but they want to do it in a way that feels good, that feels in alignment, that feels like they actually get to live and enjoy their life, which is the whole point of being an entrepreneur, is for that freedom. So These retreats are intended to bring transformation. They're not just relaxation. Okay. Yes, we're in a beautiful setting, which I'll talk about more in a second, but they're really intended to provide transformation in a really short period of time. These retreats are really designed for female entrepreneurs who want to ditch the hustle and they want to scale their business with more joy, peace, freedom, and fulfillment. So let's just talk about who are these retreats for. This is for you if you've built a successful, profitable business, but you're feeling frustrated, exhausted, overwhelmed, depleted. You have thoughts of just burning your business down sometimes. Megan Huber, who spoke at the Hustle to Harmony Summit, talks about that. And I'm going to mention people's names. You guys can go back and watch the recordings if you missed them. But if you feel out of alignment with who you are and what you want, and you realize that you've grown this business, but the money is not bringing you the fulfillment that you wanted. It's not giving you the freedom that you wanted because your business has taken over your life. Okay. You want to just feel more joy and have fun and love your business in your life. That's what these retreats are designed for. Money does not bring joy, right? So many female entrepreneurs that I'm hearing that are at the 6 to even 8 figures, they've been chasing money for so long. There's nothing wrong with money, but money does not provide happiness or joy. Money provides opportunities that bring us joy and happiness, but joy and happiness really have to be found intentionally and internally. So let's just talk about what is included in the retreats. What do you get out of these? Every destination that we go to is a destination to bring peace to your soul, whether we are at the ocean, whether we are in the mountains. It's a full immersion in nature to really help you to rest, refuel, and reconnect in God's beautiful creation. There's something about getting out into nature to get us out of our heads, to drown out the noise, and just to learn how to listen and how to be still. Luxury accommodations and lodging. And the reason that I say luxury is because we're going to places that are going to make you feel rested and relaxed and like you don't have to do anything, right? That is the whole point, is for you to come and to be and not to do, for you not to have to worry about the accommodations and the lodging or being in a crappy hotel that's going to be uncomfortable. That is not what we go for here. The whole purpose of this is to help you to really just come and just feel so rested and relaxed, and that you don't have to worry about anything. The pictures that you see here, this is actually our upcoming retreat in Laguna Beach. This is the specific location, the hotel that we're looking at. You can see here that this meeting space, this is literally the meeting space. My goal wherever we're meeting is not to be in an enclosed room, to be able to see nature and bring that into what we're doing and into the exercises that we're doing. And I'll talk about that more, but there's something about being immersed and just being able to see mountains and be able to see just the water. There's something so peaceful and calming. There's a reason that blue has a peaceful, calming effect. We're going to be doing, so these retreats include lodging, they include all of your activities. This is a whole body wellness, a holistic approach, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual well-being activities. Okay, so we could be doing yoga on the beach. We might be going for a hike. We might be kayaking, really things to get you to just stop working and focusing on work and really being intentional about taking care of yourself and rediscovering how to take care of yourself. And then obviously the transformation is going to come from high-level coaching sessions. So for me, I talked about my ramp up method, and what the ramp up method is and what I'm going to teach you is how to literally ramp up your success. Okay, so how to redesign your business and your life in a way that you absolutely love. And the ramp up method is really based off of my background and based off of kind of sports training theory. So if you think about pro athletes, their training plan is intentionally designed in a way that prevents injury, prevents burnout, and helps them to reach optimal performance. And there's a whole science behind that. There's a whole way that that is done. I'm just bringing that into the entrepreneur world because what I have seen in the entrepreneur world is it's very similar to athletes, right? We are high achievers. We want the best of the best. We want the best success, right? We're always reaching for that next thing. But you also have to be really intentional about taking care of yourself and doing it in the right way. And that's what the ramp up method is. And so these retreats, I'm really teaching you how to optimize your energy, your efficiency, rewire your brain to get you to build and create a plan that helps you live your best life, right? Your business, your life should not be supporting your business. Your business should be supporting the life that you want. Jessie Harris Boughton is a business and life growth strategist. I just went to one of her retreats in Florida. She's my personal coach. And she does a lot of exercises that incorporate neuroscience and helping you to level up. Her business is the Millionaire Mompreneur Project. Her goal is to get 1 million women to $1 million. And she is just a magnetic energy that you will just love to be around. And then Misty Springer is a holistic life coach. And Misty's zone of genius, her background is mental health therapy. And so she is amazing at really getting you to get out of your head and into your body. And so every single exercise she does, you will come out with an epiphany, a revelation that you didn't know even existed. I'll tell you at the retreat that Misty facilitated, one of the exercises, what came out for me, and this was so crucial for me moving forward, is she had us do this exercise where she gives us, I'm sorry, guys, my phone is like blowing up off the hook. Oh, it's actually Misty that's messaging me. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so she did an exercise where you're given these items and you have to create something. And for me, one, I was like, I don't know how to create. I'm not creative. Like, I can't do this. Two, I wanted to create this perfectly balanced circle, right? So my background, I used to have a group coaching program that was called the Burnout to Balance program. And that's because I was such a high achiever, an overworker, that I had to learn how to create this balance in my life. So I didn't just live my life working all the time, right? But I had swung the pendulum so far that I was like achieving balance. And so in this exercise, I wanted to create this perfect little circle. That's what my brain wanted me to do. But my heart said no, right? And so it ended up being kind of this off-kilter circle. And what came out of that was that I needed to surrender balance. I needed to let go of balance, which didn't even make sense to me because I was like, this is what I teach people. Like, how can I let go of balance? But what it was it really revealed a limiting belief in a past story to me. And that was that if I became too successful, my family was going to suffer. And that really came from my dad. When I was in 6th grade, started a business. He was doing really well. After a couple of years, ended up with a nervous breakdown, developed some unhealthy coping habits. And that became my story. If I become too successful, my family's going to suffer, right? And so I had to become aware of that. And that's what Misty's amazing at, is bringing to your awareness things that are so stuffed down, you don't even know they're there, right? If you feel like you were constantly pushing uphill to get somewhere, Misty calls it like breaking through your invisible brick walls, right? If you feel like you're shouting affirmations at the mirror and they're just bouncing back to you, there's an invisible brick wall. And that's what she is amazing at doing. Okay. If you want to know more about Misty, go back and watch day 2 recording. You can learn more about her. She even walks through an exercise to kind of give you a little snapshot of what this looks like. But what I want you to understand is, imagine you had 3 coaches who had 3-month programs Okay. At a minimum of $5,000, minimum $5,000. Okay. Imagine bringing all of them together in a 4-day period. They're bringing their most transformational exercises, their highest level exercises to you in a 4-day period. And so instead of it taking you 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months to get this transformation, to get this breakthrough that you're desiring and needing, you get it in 4 days. Okay. That doesn't mean that like you're going to leave and like you're going to have it all figured out, right? There's ongoing support for that, but you are going to walk away from these retreats with such an incredible breakthrough and transformation that it's hard to even describe until you are in the situation, until you're in this position. Like I said, I've been to four retreats in the past couple of months, and every single time, I'm always amazed at the transformation that I have. At these retreats, these are all-inclusive retreats. So we provide all of your meals from the start of the retreat to the end of the retreat. All you have to figure out is how to get there, right? Your airfare, your transportation to get to the destination. We provide everything else. The reason that I do these all inclusive and I include the meals, and so you're not having to figure it out on your own, is very intentional. And the reason is because when we fellowship over food, there is a connection and a collaboration that does not happen otherwise. Okay. We are together and fully immersed together the whole time. You will have time for alone time and separation to process and do the things that you need to do. But there's a reason that Jesus had a Last Supper, right? There's a certain connection and collaboration that's going to happen over meal times that you can't get otherwise. And I can tell you this from experience at every single retreat that I've been to. So all of your meals are included. These are nourishing gourmet meals that are going to be delicious. We do tailor to allergies if that's a thing that you have. So let's talk about like, what is the transformation? Okay, Sheree, great. This is awesome. But how is this actually going to help me? So we're going to teach you how to rest and realign. Okay, there in my ramp up method, I'm going to explain this a little bit more, but the first phase is rest. And people overlook rest. They think like, I don't have time to rest, right? They don't know how to prioritize rest. And your brain goes, I have to achieve to be worthy to get to my goals. When in reality, what you probably need is rest. And I can tell you from experience, from my professional background, I'm just going to share a little story with you guys of why this is so important for your performance. Because in our brains, our brain goes, I have to check off the list to get to my goals. I don't have time for rest. I don't have time to take care of myself. I don't have time for fun and joy, right? But I want to share a story with you. And this is like kind of a heartbreaking story. So I worked with an Olympic swimmer. I'm at one of the colleges I worked with. He was a college swimmer, but in the summers, he was training to be on the Dubai Olympic team. And he had come to us his freshman year and knocked it out of the park. I mean, he literally just killed everybody in competition. There was just like, it wasn't even a question if he was going to win, right? But as time went on, as he got into his junior and senior year, his body started to get tired. It started to get exhausted. And he came his senior year, which is the same year that the Olympic trials were. And he was like, Sheree, I can't sleep. I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. Like my performance is going down. And he had what we call his overtraining syndrome, which is the equivalent to burnout in the entrepreneur space. And it's because, and he was like, talk about self-care. Man, this guy had his self-care like super fine-tuned. The problem is he wasn't allowing his body to rest enough, because when he was going home for the summer, when he should have been allowing his body to actively rest, he was training with the Olympic team at the same intensity. Your body, especially as a female, is not designed to train at the same intensity all year long, 24/7, 365. It's not possible. And so he got burnt out. And so his performance started to decline. And he did okay at the college level. He won most of his matches, but it was tight. It was a struggle. By the time he got to the Olympic trials, he missed the mark by 0.03 seconds. That's crazy, you guys. I mean, that's literally like a hand touching. And had his training been done the right way, where he ramped up slowly and he gave himself the rest that he needed, no question that he would have made that Olympic team. No question, none at all. But his body was so tired. It was exhausted, right? And that might be how you're feeling as an entrepreneur. Like, I've been working my butt off for so long. I'm exhausted and I'm tired and I don't know what else to do or how to change it. Okay. So this retreat is really to pull you out of the busyness of life and help you to rest and realign with your values and your priorities, stop hustling, scale with harmony, and show up present as the wife, mom, business owner, friend that you want to be, and to take that home with you. You're going to reignite your joy. I've mentioned that a couple of times. You're going to rediscover what lights you up, not only from like a physical level, mental level, emotional level, spiritual level, all of it. Okay. And you're going to be able to take that home because you're giving yourself the space and the time to like, oh, do I love being by the ocean? Or do I love reading a book? Or like, I kind of hate doing this stuff that I'm doing in my business right now. And how do we restructure that? That is what is going to reignite your joy. You have to be intentional about joy in your life. You're going to refuel your energy and your passion. So again, mind, body, spirit. This is a holistic approach. And then you're going to reset your habits and your boundaries that give you the confidence to build the business and life that you absolutely love. Every time I've been burnt out, it's because I've lacked boundaries. Every single client that I've ever had that has been burnt out, it's because they have lacked boundaries and lacked the right habits, right, to keep those boundaries in place. And a lot of times, when we are lacking the habits and the boundaries, it's because we have some sort of limiting belief or past story that's saying, we can't do this, we're not good enough, whatever that is. So the last thing is we're going to teach you how to rewire your brain through mind-body connection. I already mentioned this a little bit, that Misty does this through literally like play therapy. Jesse does this through like a neuroscience. And I do this by asking you questions and getting you aligned with your values and your priorities and discovering like, okay, wait a minute, like, why am I believing this thing? And how do we rewire this? How do we uncover this so we can move past it and have the life and business that we want? So if this is resonating with you, if you loved the Hustle to Harmony Virtual Summit, maybe you didn't see the summit, that's okay. We have another one that's going to be coming up, or you can catch the recording. I am running a 24-hour limited time offer. So if you're interested in the retreat, you want to know more details. Like I said, these retreats I'm going to be doing throughout the year. We're going to be doing one internationally in February-ish. We don't have the dates and the location totally solidified on that yet. But if that's something that intrigues you, get your passport. Okay. But if you're like, I need help right now, like I can't wait till February. Like I got to get this figured out. Right. Our next retreat is going to be in the beginning of November in California. So you saw a couple pictures of that. We're still working on solid dates and location, and that's all going to depend on how many applicants we have. Okay. So if this is all resonating with you, if you're like, yes, I need to figure out how to restructure my business and my life, like my business is flourishing financially, but my life is not. I am not flourishing financially. That we need to talk about and rediscover. Okay. So I am offering a 1-day intensive for the first 5 people that fill out the interest application form. So when you go to the reigniteretreat.com, that's going to give you information about the retreats. Right now it has the October dates on there. Those are not accurate. It's okay. Still apply if you have any interest for even future retreats. Fill out the application. That's going to help me to know where you're at and how you want to move forward, and if a retreat is the right option for you or if it's not the right option for you. So for the first 5 people who fill out that interest form application, I am offering a 1-day intensive where I'm going to teach you my ramp up method, and I'm going to help you create your own ramp up method. So you are going to learn how to create different phases for your business. The ramp up method you can apply to your day, to your week, to your month, to your year. It's really designed to take advantage of your female physiology, bring in the mind-body connection, and really designed to help you scale your business the same way that an athlete is scaling to performance. I mentioned the Olympic swimmer. If his training would have been slightly tweaked just a little bit different, and it was a gradual progression over the 4 years, and he gave himself the rest that he needed, I guarantee you guys, I have no question he would have won a gold medal. He was that good. There was just slight tweaks that needed to be done, but hindsight is 2020, right? Hindsight is 2020, but that doesn't have to be the case for you. So I want to invite you to a 1-day intensive, the first 5 people to apply. So go to the www.thereigniteretreat.com. I'm going to do a 1-day intensive. I'm going to teach you how to create your own ramp up method. When you fill out the application, there's no financial obligation. It's literally just an interest form for me to evaluate if you're the right fit or not. And then when you join that 1-day intensive, I'm going to have some other surprises and special bonuses at that. So do not miss this. Go apply, go fill out the application, whether you know you can do it or not, whether you're like, I don't know if I have the finances, what is the cost? We're going to talk all about that. I'm going to share that with you. I have different opportunities and options for you depending on where you're at. That's why the application process is really important. Okay, so go apply, www.thereigniteretreat.com. Let me know if you have any questions. You can put your comments below. You can send me a DM. However you want to do it, you know how to find me, hopefully. And we will chat soon. Oh, and actually I wanted to mention one other thing. If you joined the Hustle to Harmony Summit and you loved it and you're like, oh my gosh, I want other people to be able to hear this, or you love the Reignite retreats, you know people who maybe could use it, you can actually apply for our ambassador program. And so the way that this works is you go to www.h2hsummit.com. There's a link that says ambassadors. You're going to click on that. It's going to give you the step-by-steps and explain it a little bit more. But the way that it works is if you share about the Hustle to Harmony virtual summit, you become a part of you get lead generation out of it as well. So if you have a PDF or a freebie that you want to share that you think would be really valuable for female entrepreneurs who are in the 6 to 8 figure space, when somebody applies, they're going to put your name, that you're the one that referred them. So you're going to get credit for that. And then it's going to take them to a landing page where they have a bunch of different freebies and things that they can look at. So maybe marketing is what you need help with. Maybe it's executive assistant, maybe it's hiring. We have lots of different people that are involved in this campaign. You're going to have a lead generation of going out to a list of about 10,000 people. So, and then also, if you refer somebody to the Hustle to Harmony Virtual Summit and they apply and register for the Reignite Retreat, you're going to get $1,000 kickback for that as well for referring that person. So you get business exposure, you get lead generation, and potentially extra cash in your pocket. So if you have questions about that, again, reach out to me, send me a DM, or just go to www